Welcome, curious minds, to another deep dive. Ever launched that Shopify store full of optimism and then found yourself just staring at analytics, wondering what is actually going on?
Yeah, like how are people even finding you and what do they do once they get there?
Exactly. For anyone running a Shopify store, understanding that whole journey from search to sale, it's not just nice to have, it's basically a superpower.
Totally.
So today we're diving deep into two absolute beasts from Google. Google Analytics 4, GA4, and Google Search Console, or GSC.
Right. These aren't just places data goes to die. They're like strategic tools.
We're going to unpack what each one does best, highlight the really crucial differences between them.
And there are some big ones.
Oh, yeah. And most importantly, show you how linking them up creates this amazing comprehensive view that can seriously level up your Shopify game.
And it's timely, too. I mean, the whole analytics world got shaken up back in July 2023. Google basically forced everyone over to GA4.
Right, the end of universal analytics.
Exactly. And it wasn't just a facelift. It was a totally new way of thinking, this whole event-based data model. So our mission today is to, cut through the jargon.
Yeah, make it make sense.
Make sure you're really set up to use these tools properly for your store.
We'll walk you through the setup, the good stuff, the sometimes annoying limitations of each one.
Because nothing's perfect.
True. But the goal is you'll really get why using both GSC and GA4 together is absolutely key for insights you can actually use.
Yeah.
From getting seen more in search to figuring out what people do on your site.
Okay, let's do it.
All right, let's kick off with the first one. Google Analytics 4. Think of this as your on-site investigator. It tells the story of what happens after someone clicks through to your Shopify store.
Yeah, for anyone used to the old universal analytics, GA4 felt like a whole different planet initially. It's fundamentally built on this event-based model, so forget just counting sessions. Now, pretty much every little interaction...
Like a page view.
A page view, a button click, watching a video, even just scrolling down the page. It's all tracked uniformly as an event, which gives you this much more granular, flexible view of what people are actually doing. Plus, it uses machine learning to fill in data gaps and even predict behavior.
It's pretty advanced.
It is. And the good news for Shopify folks is that since around March 2023, Shopify has built in GA4 integration through the Google Sales Channel. Makes the setup a bit easier.
Okay, that's helpful. So this big shift, what does it actually mean for a Shopify merchant day-to-day? What are the real wins?
Well, the reporting options are way more powerful. You've got real-time stuff, which is cool for seeing what's happening right now in the last 30 minutes.
Like during a flash sale or something?
Exactly. But the real strategic gold is probably in the lifecycle reports. They track the whole journey: acquisition, engagement, monetization, retention.
So you can see where people drop off.
Precisely. Or where your marketing efforts are actually paying off. It connects the dots from first click to repeat customer, or shows you where you're losing them. It's a roadmap.
Okay, that sounds useful. What else?
Then you've got user reports, demographics, interests, what devices they're using, and the Explore section. That's where you can get really custom.
How so?
You can build your own reports using techniques like cohort analysis, tracking groups of users over time, or path analysis, seeing the actual steps people take through your site. Really deep stuff.
Right, digging into specific user groups. And what about privacy? That's huge now.
Massive. And GA4 is built with that in mind. It heavily relies on first-party cookies.
Meaning cookies set by my own store's domain.
Exactly. Not third-party cookies that track people across the web, which are, going away anyway. This makes it much easier to comply with GDPR, CCPA, all those regulations. It's about data you collect directly.
That's a big plus.
Yeah.
And you mentioned the flexible event model again. How does that help a merchant specifically?
Well, it simplifies setup because you don't need loads of different tag types. More importantly, you can tailor it to your business. Got a special wish list button or a custom product builder.
Yeah.
You can set up custom events to track those specific interactions that matter most to you. Plus, the cross-platform tracking is much better. If someone logs in, GA4 tries to connect their journey across their phone, their laptop.
Giving you the full picture even if they switch devices?
Exactly, which is how people shop now, right?
For sure. Okay, it sounds powerful, but no tool is perfect, like you said. What are the common frustrations or limitations merchants hit with GA4?
Good question. One big one is data processing time, those detailed reports. They often take 24 to 48 hours to fully populate.
Oof, so not quite instant insights then.
Not for the deep stuff. The real-time report is just that 30-minute snapshot. So if you need to react super fast to a trend or adjust a campaign immediately, you might be waiting for the full data.
Okay, that delay could be an issue. What else?
The attribution modeling is, well, more limited than universal analytics used to be. It's mainly last click or a data-driven model.
So it's harder to see how, like, an early blog post view influenced a later purchase.
It can be, yeah. Understanding the full impact of every touchpoint in a complex customer journey is trickier without easily comparing different models like first click, linear, etc. It might oversimplify which channels get credit.
Right, and I've heard getting detailed e-commerce data can be a bit fiddly. My store needs those specific product insights.
It definitely can be. Out of the box, GA4 tracks basics like purchases and checkouts, which is good. But for deeper stuff like which variant of a product sells best or detailed checkout funnel steps,
Yeah.
you often need to set up custom events manually or use third-party tools or integrations. Shopify's native integration, for instance, it tracks page view, add to cart, purchase, but it doesn't automatically track remove from cart or view cart.
Wait, really? So you don't automatically see if someone added to cart then removed it?
Yeah.
Or just looked at their cart?
Not without extra setup, no. Which means you're missing key parts of that consideration phase. Why did they almost buy but then bail? You need more data for that.
Huh. That seems like a gap. And what about comparing GA4 data to Shopify's own analytics? Do they match up?
Often, no. Not exactly. Shopify's tracking is baked right in. It's almost instant. GA4 relies on JavaScript running in the user's browser.
Which can be blocked.
Yeah, by ad blockers, network hiccups, cookie consent banners not being accepted. Lots of things can cause GA4 to miss tracking some events that Shopify catches, so you often see discrepancies.
Okay, so that's GA4, the story on your site, with some powerful features, but also some definite quirks and limitations.
Right.
But what about that whole world before they even click, the search results page? That's where Google Search Console comes in, isn't it?
Yeah.
A totally different beast.
Totally different, yeah. GSC is Google's free tool specifically to help you monitor and manage your site's presence in Google Search. It's all about SEO and organic performance.
So it's like Google giving you direct feedback on how it sees your store.
Exactly. It tells you how your content is doing in search results, what keywords people use to find you, which pages are showing up, if there are technical errors hurting your visibility. It's Google's report card for your site's search health.
Okay, so GSC is like your SEO dashboard and health check. And why is that so vital for Shopify?
Well, think about it. Organic search is huge for e-commerce. Some reports suggest it drives around 35% of traffic and maybe 33% of revenue for Shopify stores.
Wow, a third.
Yeah, it's massive. And GSC is really the only reliable place to measure that organic search performance directly from Google's perspective.
So it helps you get found in the first place. Does it help Google actually understand your site too?
Absolutely. GSC helps Google find and crawl your site, make sure pages get indexed correctly, and alerts you if there are problems. You can submit sitemaps through it, which is like giving Google a map of your store.
Makes sense, like making sure Google knows all the rooms are there.
Exactly. And it's also an early warning system for technical stuff.
Like broken pages or mobile issues.
Yep. You get alerts for indexing problems, spam issues, mobile usability errors, problems with AMP pages. It helps you troubleshoot anything that might stop Google from showing your site properly.
And it gives you performance data too, right? Not just errors.
Oh, yeah, big time. It shows you clicks, impressions, how many times your site appeared in search results, click-through rate, CTR, and your average position for different keywords. That's pure gold.
As you could see, like, okay, people are searching for blue widgets, we show up high, but nobody's clicking.
Precisely. That's a classic GSC insight. You identify those pages with tons of impressions, but a really low CTR.
And what do you do then?
GSC is basically telling you, people are seeing your listing, but it's not compelling enough. So you go optimize your page title and meta description in Shopify to make it more appealing in the search results. It helps you fix that first impression.
Gotcha. Okay, so GA4 is the on-site story, GSC is the pre-click story, both Google, both tracking,
Yeah.
but clearly very different. Let's break down those core differences a bit more. The purpose seems key.
Totally fundamental. GSC is all about before the click. It's for SEOs, content marketers, webmasters, people focused on getting visibility in Google search. It's about how Google sees you.
Right.
GA4 is all about after the click. What happens on your website? It's for digital marketers, analysts, conversion specialists, answering questions like which ad campaign drove sales, or What are my user demographics? It's about user behavior on your turf.
And the metrics are completely different too.
Night and day. GSC gives you clicks, impressions, CTR, position, queries people searched for, links to your site, mobile usability status, index coverage, all search engine focused.
Whereas GA4 is
Much broader on-site stuff. Conversions like purchases, events, clicks, scrolls, adds to cart, page views, users, engagement time, bounce rate, revenue, plus all the custom stuff you can set up.
And how they collect the data is different. You mentioned the JavaScript thing for GA4.
GA4 needs that JavaScript tag to run in the browser, so ad blockers or disabled JavaScript can stop it from collecting data sometimes.
But GSC doesn't rely on that.
Not in the same way. GSC gets its data directly from Google's crawling and search results infrastructure. So it's generally not affected by things like ad blockers on the user's end. It sees what Google sees.
Okay. And even time zones are different. That could really mess up comparisons.
It's a small but annoying detail. GA4 lets you set your own time zone. GSC is stuck on Pacific time, UTC-8. You absolutely have to remember that if you're trying to line up data from both tools for the same day.
Right. Now, this is a big one I hear people get confused about.
Right.
Clicks versus sessions. They sound similar but aren't, right?
Not at all, and it trips people up constantly. Think of it like this. GSC counts a click every time someone clicks a link to your site from a Google search results page.
Okay.
So if someone clicks your link, browses a bit, hits back to Google, then clicks your link again, maybe for a different page, GSC counts that as 2 clicks.
Because they came from Google twice?
Exactly. GA4, on the other hand, typically counts sessions. A session usually starts with that first click from Google and includes everything the user does within a certain time frame, usually 30 minutes of activity.
So that second click back from Google in your example might just extend the same GA4 session.
Often, yes. It wouldn't usually count as a new session or a new click in the same way GSC defines it. So GSC clicks will almost always be higher than GA4 sessions or users coming from organic search. They measure different things.
That's a crucial distinction. What about things like PDF downloads? Like if I have a downloadable catalog?
Good point. G4, because it tracks events on your site, can count viewing or downloading a PDF as an event or page view if you set it up.
A GSC.
GSC doesn't care about PDFs. It's focused on HTML pages that appear in Google search results, so it won't count those non-HTML file interactions.
Okay, so it really hammers home. Neither tool tells the whole story long. GSC is your visibility and why they might click. GA4 is what they do after they click.
Perfectly put. You need both lenses.
Which leads to the obvious next question. If they're both so important but different, why not connect them? You mentioned linking them earlier. Why is that so valuable?
It's incredibly valuable because it lets the two platforms share data directly. You get GSC data inside your GA4 reports.
So you see the search query and the on-site behavior together.
Exactly. You can see which search queries drove traffic from GSC and then immediately see how engaged those users were, what pages they landed on, and whether they converted from GA4, all in one place.
Okay, that sounds powerful, like connecting the dots.
It really is. You can spot opportunities easily. Maybe a search query brings lots of clicks, GSC, but those users bounce immediately, GA4. Why? Is the landing page wrong? Or maybe a page ranks poorly, GSC, but the few users who find it convert really well, GA4.
Oh, so that page needs more SEO love.
Precisely. It helps you prioritize where to focus your efforts, both for SEO and for on-site optimization.
Okay, I'm sold. How do you actually link them? Is it complicated?
Thankfully, no. It's usually pretty straightforward, especially if you have the right permissions. Typically, editor access on both your GA4 property and your GSC property, and ideally using the same Google account for both.
Right.
You just need to make sure they're set up for the same website, obviously. Then, inside GA4, you go to the admin section.
The gear icon at the bottom left.
That's the one. Then, under property settings, scroll down to product links, and you should see search console links.
Okay, click that.
Yep, click link. Then choose the GSC property you want to connect. Remember, you can only link one GSC property to one GA4 web data stream. Select your web data stream, review it, and hit submit.
And that's it. Data starts flowing.
Pretty much. It usually takes 24 to 48 hours for the data to start showing up in GA4. Once it does, you'll find 2 new reports available.
Wait, are they?
One is usually called queries, showing the search terms people used, clicks, impressions, CTR, position, all that. GSC. Goodness. The other is Google Organic Search Traffic, focused on your landing page's performance from organic search.
Nice. Where do they appear?
Good point. They don't always show up automatically in your left-hand navigation. You might need to go into the library section in GA4 and publish the Search Console report collection to make it visible in your main reports menu.
Okay, small extra step, but worth it. Now, we talked about GA4's limitations, especially around those deeper e-commerce metrics for Shopify. What if linking GSC still doesn't give a merchant everything they need? Are there other options?
Yeah, that's a fair point. While the GSC link adds valuable pre-click context, GA4's core limitations around default e-commerce tracking might remain. If you need really granular product variant analysis or super detailed funnel tracking beyond the basics or maybe more flexible attribution,
Then GA4 alone, even linked, might not cut it.
it might require significant custom setup, yes. Or you might look at alternatives. There are third-party analytics platforms designed specifically for e-commerce, some even focused explicitly on Shopify.
And what do they offer?
Often they come with more pre-built e-commerce reports, track things like remove from cart automatically, offer different attribution models, and aim for easier integration and less discrepancy with Shopify's own numbers. They try to fill those specific gaps GA4 might leave for a complex store.
So GA4 and GSC are the powerful free foundation, but sometimes you might need a more specialized tool on top.
Potentially, yeah. It depends on your specific needs and how deep you need to go with your analysis.
Wow, okay. What a journey through the analytics landscape. We've really unpacked Google Analytics 4, its event model, the reporting power, the privacy focus.
And its limitations, like data delays and needing custom setup for deep e-commerce stuff.
Definitely. And then we explored Google Search Console, the SEO guardian, showing you how you appear in search, spotting technical issues, finding keyword opportunities, basically everything before the click.
Which brings us back to the core question for you, the Shopify merchant. Are you getting that truly holistic view, from discovery to purchase and beyond?
Right. It's not about picking GA4 or GSC.
No, absolutely not. It's about using them together. Linking them gives you that connection between pre-click interest and on-site action. It lets you optimize for search engines and for the actual users who land on your store.
So here's a final thought. Imagine really knowing not just what customers do on your site, but the exact search query, the thought process that led them there in the first place.
And then being able to smooth out every single step of that journey based on real data.
What could that unlock for your Shopify store? Think about the possibilities. Go explore, connect those tools, and let the insights guide your growth.